Hi, I'm Will.
And I'm Risa, and this is Talent Talk.
On today's show, we have an amazing singer-songwriter with us, the artist Brailey Lenderman. But before we get to our interview with her,
you have to check out her song, Remember All the Nights.
Way down the road, that's where Thompsons grow. Tall drinks of water, got those boys. Yeah, we'd sneak out back, take mama's beat up, crush that pedal, then we fly down to meet 'em. Then one evening when the fireflies had disappeared, Hank snuck up and he touched my hair. Boy, I don't know ya, but come a little closer, hold me, whoa boy, whoa now. Baby, I remember all the nights, you and me, young and love, so naive. I lost it when you called my name, you lost it when I kissed your face. Do you remember all the nights, lost in love, backside of Georgia all night long? Feed the fire, hold me tighter, time ain't waiting, let's get higher.
well, hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Talent Talk. I'm Will Nunziata, joined by the amazing Risa Binder, and I am so excited. We have today an acclaimed singer-songwriter. She is amazing. I'm speaking about her like she's not in the room, but here she is in the room. Brailey Lenderman. Brailey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. What a great introduction. Love hearing
Well,
that.
you know, I'm from New York. I just speak the truth. But Risa, I know that you have question number one for the amazing Brailey.
I do. You know, we've chatted just a little bit in person, but we've never dove into the music. And I want to know, what inspires you to write? Where do you find your titles and things like that? And this is so general, but who are you musically, Brailey? Who are you?
I love these questions. I love those kinds of questions, honestly. And it's so funny because it's a general question, but there's so many pieces to it.
Yeah.
I write in general. I try to write every single day, but that's because I struggle with depression and anxiety, and it's an outlet for me, and it's a way for me to get my thoughts into words. And I truly music, and I know people say this, music to me is therapy. So yeah,
We say that all the time on the show. Keep going.
yeah. Okay. So I typically, I'm writing every day, just thoughts and ideas, waking up in the middle of the night. I mean, I know that Risa, you're an artist as well. You wake up and you'll put ideas into your phone and notes, and then you'll take them either to a writing session or write on your own. But I moved to Nashville. It'll be 7 years in September, which blows my mind. It's so insane to me. Feels like yesterday. And I was in the country music industry, and I still write country. I can, but it's kind of shifted into this new sound of wanting to write just real stuff all the time, and that's because if I'm feeling it, I know somebody else is probably feeling it too. So if I can
Yes.
find somebody else's words that they've wanted to say, then that's kind of where my mind has gone. And I listened to this song by Wilder Woods. He has a song called Someday Soon, and it changed my whole entire life, changed my whole entire path, changed exactly what I wanted to do. And I started brand new and just went for it. And now it's just writing stuff that's real, and writing stuff that people are going to feel and relate to and be like, that's how I'm feeling. So that's kind of where I'm at music wise, and why I, choose to do it all the time and cry over it all the time.
Brailey, that's amazing though, that you took this time, especially these past 18 months, to be still and look within.
Yeah.
And instead of taking the path most traveled, you
Yeah.
took the one that may be hardest, but that is most authentically you. And
Yeah.
the fact that you are not shackled by a genre, but only by you being your best self, is healing for others. Like I told you pre-interview, I just heard your new song that you're going to be singing at the very end.
Yeah.
Honest Conversation. I mean,
Yes.
it struck me. You don't know me. You don't know what I was going through, but it helped heal me, even just to know that you as an artist, and being an artist, singer myself for 25 years and now a Broadway director, it touched me as a human. I want to know, Brailey, I mean, I could go on and on. Risa knows I go on a soapbox and it's like the train's left the
great.
station. But I'll just get to a question, Brailey.
Yeah.
Throughout this time, I've been in speaking with artists. A lot of them have been saying that they've been kind of relocating and rediscovering the inner child. I'm curious about little Brailey within, and if you've had conversations with her and what maybe those were like.
That's actually really funny that you asked that, because obviously we're all addicted to TikTok, and there's like a new trend going on there that's like people talking to their younger selves. And I kind of had this like weird like imagination of like, I always have the question, would younger Brailey be proud of Brailey now? And like my inner child, like I was nuts. I was always on a stage. I was always singing. I was always that like center of attention kind of gal, which is, you know, I'm a Gemini. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not good at astrology, but like I've always been outgoing and out there. And so like my younger self knew that I'd always be where I was now, but I always thought that I'd be a lot farther. But like for some reason in these last 18 months, I've had a really great like connection to myself and who I am as a person to be at peace at where I'm at. And so my younger self, I think, would be so dang proud, because I was never at peace with what I was doing ever. Came to school, you know, talent shows, everything. I was like, no, that could have been better. That's how I always am. And recently I kind of let go of that. So younger kid Brailey, man, she was nuts. Like every type of personality you could have in about 5 minutes. So yeah, like inner child Brailey is really okay with where I'm at right now.
And by the way, to piggyback off of that, before Risa, I know you have your next question for Brailey, is that there's finding the perfection within the imperfection. And also, did you realize that maybe how far you'd be actually has nothing to do with Grammys or stages you've played, but how far you've come in terms of your personhood? Because
yeah.
that is how far you've come, my friend.
Yeah,
how beautiful is that?
I literally had this conversation yesterday in a write, and I was like, I think at this point you just define your own success and be okay with it. And that's the thing. Like especially with where I came from to where I am now, just from the beginning of 2020 to now, like it blows my mind that I'm actually where I am right now. Like I'm writing the best I've ever written. I'm taking a lot of risks that I've never been able to take. I'm dressing the way I want to dress. I'm getting tattoos if I want tattoos. And it's just a good mindset and place to be. And I wouldn't trade it. So yeah.
I think also piggybacking off of that and the idea of like what success is. I know I just came from like a 2-show weekend where people who I just met were like, I know you're going to make it big and all these things. And I want to say, like, you had a show this past Monday, right? And you're going to continue to have shows. Do you feel like that show that you were able to communicate your songs to those people is enough?
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Like
I do. I really do, because in all honesty, like, yeah, everybody, I feel like in today's world, the idea of success is like how much money you have or how many awards you have. And like, I don't think in those terms, because I don't care if I make money, which is such my husband would beg to differ. He'd be like, you know, but it just takes one person to be like, hey, that was amazing. I really, really like it, to make me feel like that show was successful. So it's just kind of pulling this. And don't get me wrong, do I like cry all the time over the music industry? Of course I do. It's the industry. But it's just little things. It's those little tiny things. Like even this morning, I had an amazing write, and I literally saved this one idea for this one person because I knew she could work with me. And we waited almost 2.5 months to get together to write, right? And it was so successful. Like, and whether I record it and release it or not, it doesn't matter, because I got my idea on paper and I got it to a tune and a melody, and that was success to me. So I mean, I would like to make $1 million, but I mean, it's okay.
I think that's, but one of the magics, even being the songwriter, and you're also the singer of it, one of the magics of this town is starting from nothing with people you hardly know and coming up with something magical, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's really cool.
I love your music. I absolutely love it. So
I think it's also leaning into the simple stuff, like you said, getting it down on paper. Like, I don't remember a time when, in speaking with all artists that I've spoken with, Risa spoken with, and I know that you've spoken with, Brailey, it's like we're all going back to basics and being grateful for
Yeah.
waking up, having an idea, writing it down, that we don't have to get it out on Instagram or TikTok for the likes, but that we can gesticulate and let it germinate for 2 months, that it's a marathon, not a sprint. All these beautiful things of taking a breath, getting tattoos, doing what we want when we want.
Exactly. I love it. I feel just really, really good with life right now. And I did not, like, even a month ago, but just something switched. And it's like all recently, all of this has switched for me. So
I'm glad that we're catching you at this time, Brailey. And also, we have so many more questions for you, but there's one in particular that Risa and I have been waiting all but 5 minutes to ask you.
okay.
Brailey Lenderman, are you ready for game time?
Yes, I'm ready for game time. Let's do it.
Well, we have, Brailey, for you our questions book, and Risa and I want to know, what is your favorite number between 1 and 100?
11.
11, oh my God. Here we go, number 11. Tomorrow you will wake up fluent in a new language. Which do you choose and why?
French. French. Yes. I only know how to say je ne sais pas, but I think it's such a beautiful language. And it's so sexy, and it's just like that good language. I just think anybody that has a French accent and can speak French, I'm just envious of. I love it.
Do you know what my favorite French word is?
What?
Pamplemousse. Do you know what that means?
No.
Grapefruit.
Oh my God. And I took French for 4 years, and I could literally, only thing I know is how to say, I don't know. So.
By the way, Risa, I love the way you said it. It was like very American of you.
Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse. No, Will, that is how I, sorry, Risa, you did not sound like that.
Brailey, I know we're acquaintance friends, but I am just so excited to get to know you better. And just to be real, I was looking at your Instagram and fell in love with this song. Can you please play us out with a little bit of your honest conversations?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Honest conversations is really important to me. And I think we can all attest to being addicted to social media and kind of comparing yourself to like what everybody else is doing. Like, and then you're kind of like, well, they're doing so much more than me. But I had all the time in the world to sit and like just go through each app and like criticize what I'm not doing. And I started journaling and like writing in my phone like what I would like, just conversations with myself, because it's not like I was talking to anybody else, you know. And I was like, okay, well, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing it? I'm okay with growing up and like being somebody else, because that's like the whole point of life, is not to stand where you are all the time. And so after I was well, I brought the idea to a writing session with my friend Alex and Molly, and we just, it was the easiest write. It was just easy because I think because all three of us in there have felt it before, of just having honest conversations with yourself. And it's just important to me because it's raw and it's real, and it's what I feel all the time. Like, it's what I battle all the time, and having to just talk to yourself sometimes. Like, you don't need the advice of everybody else all the time when you have the answers yourself. So it's kind of like a practice what you preach, but you already know it, you know? So yeah, so honest conversations is what it's called. I think it's time we had a talk, one that we've been putting off for some time now. I know that this is getting hard, but go ahead, let down your guard. It's just you and me right now. 'Cause if I was self-aware like I say I am, then maybe this would get easier.
But damn, I'm having all these conversations about how much time that I've been wasting living life for somebody else. And I'm having realizations that there's nothing wrong with changing and losing a part of yourself. So I'm having honest conversations. Yeah, I'm having honest conversations. I feel like I just let you down, lost you once and never found my way back to you. 'Cause if I was self-aware like I say I am, then maybe this would get easier. But damn, I'm having all these conversations about how much time that I've been wasting living life for somebody else. And I'm having realizations that there's nothing wrong with changing and losing a part of myself. So I'm having honest conversations. Yeah, 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 I'm having honest conversations about how much time that I've been wasting living life for somebody else. And I'm having realizations that there's nothing wrong with changing and losing a part of myself. So I'm having honest conversations. Yeah, I'm having honest conversations.
Wow. Brailey Lenderman, everybody. Brailey, you are absolutely a star. And it's not only because of your talent, but because of how vulnerable you're willing to go to not only heal yourself, but heal, I can't even freaking speak.
No,
Heal.
yeah.
Go ahead, Risa Love.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm having trouble talking too, because like that song, you were like, it's from you, but you were also like a vessel to bring that song into the world. And
That's
like
right.
the melody of it matches the words so gorgeously. Like that song is truth and your truth, and I'm just so honored that you would be on our show to sing this.
Oh my God,
beautiful
guys,
piece of it.
that makes me feel so, that like makes me feel so, it's, you know, what's funny is I just needed this.
Really, that you literally and figuratively
We're crying.
go to
Yes,
your
we're crying.
gut. That you literally and figuratively go to the crux of the matter with your voice, and then the release of it. I'm literally, figuratively, with the notes and the progressions. It's a freaking hit. Because
It is.
I have not heard of a song of literally eavesdropping in on a character moving through trauma.
That makes me so happy, because that was the whole point of it. And like I said, like I struggled with mental health my whole life, and so
Amen. Admission. Me too, baby.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just what's funny is like when you're talking about the melody, is I had a totally different melody, and like I put two people in a room that, like, you know, Alex is the one that was like, what if instead we did, I'm having honest conversation? And I was like, yes, scratch what I did, let's go. But then it was just like, it's funny because I just feel like when you write a song, you just know it's going to be good by the energy in the room, and like,
yes,
and when it resonates. And so, yeah, honest conversations. I want to get in the studio, I want to do it, and I want to like release it, and I just, you know, it is.
And even in this moment right now, like every single person in this world, I feel like, needs to hear this song. Yeah, well, but you speak the truth, and you speak right to our hearts. So thank you.
I wish that I could actually like pull from you like how much I needed to hear that. So, but I can't because I don't know how to do that. But it's one of those things I just know after these past few weeks, it's definitely something I needed to hear. So thank you.
Well, listen, Brailey Lenderman, thank you so much for being a guest today on Talent Talk. Risa Binder, thank you, my dear, dear friend. And for more on the amazing Brailey Lenderman, you could read more about her right below this video. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.